Welcome back to the Accessible Art History YouTube channel. For today's video, I have another episode of my 5 Must-See Masterpieces series. The museum I'm visiting is a bit smaller than the others in the series, but its collection certainly packs a punch. It's called the Wallace Collection and is located in London, England. The collection contains an impressive array of art and was once all privately owned. As usual, make sure to check out our Instagram for a bonus 6th worth. So, to learn more about the Wallace Collection, keep on watching. Before I dive into the masterpieces, I want to lay some groundwork with the history of the Wallace Collection. This collection is the work of 4 generations of the Seymour family. Titled as the Marquess of Hertford, these men traveled throughout England and France, purchasing pieces that they enjoyed. The 4th Marquess, Richard Seymour Conway, left the entire collection and Hertford House to his illegitimate son, Sir Richard Wallace. Father and son were the biggest art enthusiasts of the family and had built up the collection impressively. When Sir Richard passed away in 1897, his widow donated the home and the art to the nation. 3 years later, the Wallace Collection opened to the public. Today, this museum is the home to about 5,500 works. Although it's best known for its 17th and 18th century collections, the Wallace is also home to medieval and Renaissance works, as well as an impressive armor collection. The museum is free to visit, making it a popular tourist destination in London. In fact, about 420,000 people visited the Wallace Collection in 2016. The Laughing Cavalier is often considered to be one of the most impressive examples of Dutch Golden Age portraiture. It was painted in 1624 by Frans Hals. The name is a bit of a misnomer that stuck around after it became popular in the Victorian era. The man pictured, identity unknown, isn't actually laughing, but his enigmatic smile combined with his upturned mustache does lend the work a jolly air. The man's facial expressions, combined with his intelligent eyes and elaborate costume, make this work remarkable. Some art historians believe that he was a military man, as it was common for them to commission portraits at this time. Others have suggested that Hals painted him as an engagement portrait. This is because, if you look closely, his outfit is decorated with popular symbols alluding to the pain and pleasures of love. All of these details were painted with quick brushstrokes, speaking to Hals's talent as an artist. The Swing by Jean-Honier Fragonard is arguably the Wallace Collection's most famous work. It was painted in 1767 during the Rococo period. In the scene, a young woman swings high into the air. Behind her, pulling the swing, is a slightly creepy-looking older man. Laying on the lush green grass is a handsome young man. But don't be fooled. He's using his position to catch a peek underneath the woman's skirt. This work truly encompasses the Rococo period. The scene takes place in a verdant garden, a symbol for fertility. Fragonard used pastel colors and soft lines to give the work a romantic air. The youth of the main characters contrasts with the hidden old man. All of these details show that this era was about the pleasures of life. If you want even more information on this piece, make sure to check out the podcast episode I've linked below. This next work is close to being the opposite of the swing. It's a portrait appropriately called Lady with a Fan. Painted by Diego Velázquez between 1638 and 39, there's a certain sternness to the sitter. Her expression is hard to read, but there could be sadness in her eye. She does make eye contact with the viewer, which further lends to the mystery. Her dress is dark and intricately decorated. Although it's low cut, she is wearing long gloves and a veil, balancing out her modesty. Like Hals, Velázquez is considered to be a master of his age, the Spanish Golden Age. His ability to capture the personality of his sitter is nearly unmatched. Although we don't know who the woman is, we can tell that she was wealthy from both her appearance and the fact that such a famous artist painted her, and that she was quite intelligent, from her expression mainly coming from the eyes. This piece, called The Rising of the Sun, was not necessarily meant to be a painted masterpiece. It, and its companion piece, The Setting of the Sun, were models for a set of tapestries that would decorate the private rooms of King Louis XV. They were commissioned by his longtime mistress and companion, Madame de Pompadour. Some historians have theorized that this series was meant to represent the end of her time with the king and the rise of a new mistress. Although they cared deeply for each other, her health prevented many aspects of their relationship. The Rising of the Sun was painted by François Boucher in 1753. It has many Rococo elements in its composition. The work shows the god Apollo being escorted to his chariot by some nymphs. Each morning, according to Ovid, he would ride across the sky, bringing the sun back after a dark night. The swirling clouds mimic the folds of the cloth on the figures' bodies. Boucher used soft pastels not only as a nod to the Rococo, but to align with the colors of dawn. It's a stunning example of the highlights of the Rococo period. The final masterpiece of this video is the Portrait of Mary Robinson by Thomas Gainsborough. It was painted in 1781 and was commissioned by her lover, Prince George of Wales, the future King George IV. Mary Robinson is a fascinating historical figure. Not only was she the first public mistress of the prince, but she was an accomplished writer, poet, and actress. Mary was quite famous in her day for all of her accomplishments. Her creative pursuits, intelligence, as well as her beauty were captured in this work through her captivating expression. In addition, her relationship with the prince is alluded to with a smile small portrait in her hand and the dog next to her, which symbolize loyalty. One of the most interesting aspects of this piece is the way that Mary and her landscape appear to blur together. Gainsborough's used both soft lines and color to create this effect. The trees in the background appear to be sketched in, almost hinting at the future Impressionist movement. The Wallace Collection is a fantastic museum that offers free art historical knowledge and enjoyment, despite its roots as a private aristocratic collection. Remember, these are only 5 pieces. There are so many more amazing works there. Their website is quite user-friendly, so I recommend checking it out. And don't forget to go to the Accessible Art History Instagram page for a bonus 6th work.